Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and I'm a certified holistic nutritionist, and today I wanted to talk a bit about why resolutions fail a lot of the time. They say most people quit their resolutions by the second week of January, and there's a very small percentage of people that actually keep up with their resolutions. So today we're going to talk about a few reasons why this might be happening and what you can do about it. So let's get started. So a lot of the times that I'm working with clients, they have gone through this process of creating resolutions, trying to become healthier, trying a new diet, whatever it is, and failing. They cannot sustain it. It's not sustainable. They feel really deprived. They're confused. They don't know what to do. And that was my experience for many years as well. I did a lot of dieting. I had a lot of trial and error. I failed a lot. Things didn't work. And it was this constant struggle. And part of the reason that it was this constant struggle, and this is one of the reasons I see why resolutions don't work, is that you try to change everything in one shot. So you pick up a new diet book, or you think you're going to head to the gym every single day, and you just decide you're going to do this 180 on your life because you've been so fed up of not feeling great that you need to change everything. But when you do that, when you try to change everything, a lot of what you're changing is so new to you, you become very resistant to it. And 2 weeks is sort of this period of resistance. I always tell clients when we're working together, this is probably, if we can get through the first 2 weeks, we're in a good position. But the first 2 weeks are really hard. That's why a lot of people fall off of resolutions. They're trying to change too much at one time. And a lot of the reasons we have the habits we have in our life is because they create comfort for us and they create the security. When we change everything, we become very uncomfortable, and that resistance sets in. And that's why, when we're changing everything, it doesn't last very long. What we can do about it is start changing one thing at a time. So when we change one thing, so we decide we're going to go to the gym, maybe we start off with a smaller amount of period, twice this week, then we increase it. Or we decide we're going to drink water, just simply having water, enough water every day. And when we make that a habit, adding something else in. So just simple shifts, one shift at a time. The second thing that I see a lot that we're not able to make the changes that we want is that we're externally motivated rather than internally motivated. And what I mean by that is that we want to hit a certain weight, we want to hit a certain size, we want to look a certain way, and we'll do whatever it takes to get to that point. But we never tune into how we're feeling as we're making that. Do we think that being a certain size or weight is going to make us feel good? Well, that's an important thing to look at, because you need to sort of start feeling good every day. Every workout you feel good, and start recognizing that. Every meal that's healthy and nourishing and delicious feels good. So we're always checking in. It feels good internally. We're not powering through to the external result and depriving ourselves of, fats or chocolate or desserts and just powering through. This is just too extreme. And again, this is going against what we're comfortable with. If we're eating a certain way and we change it drastically, this is really hard. And if we're not tuning into how we feel, then we don't have that motivation to keep going. We're not seeing that this new way does feel good. And so this is something that's important to look at, and just even coming to a sort of baseline acceptance of where you're at and moving forward from there, rather than kind of punishing yourself to look or get to this external goal. Another reason I see clients or people in general not make progress and not able to stick with the resolutions is that they're not consistent. And consistency doesn't mean every single day. It means giving yourself a time frame of consistency that you can stick with. So let's say you want to start working out. Okay, you can say to yourself, I'm going to pick 3 days a week, and it'll be every other day, so it's not overwhelming. I'm not completely overhauling my schedule. I'm not fatiguing my body, and I'm going to start with 3 days a week. I'm going to build that up, and once I get consistent with that, maybe it takes a few weeks or a few months, and I'll see as I'm getting stronger, I can add in another day or another activity, and I'm building slowly. So consistency doesn't mean every single day. It just means that a percentage of the time you're doing it. So a lot of the times with clients with eating, even when they're working with me and they feel they're not consistent, I just say 80% of the time we're eating as best as we can and we give ourselves a break. So if you have one meal that isn't perfect or healthy, doesn't mean you just throw everything out the window. You just keep going because you have a buffer for that to remain consistent. And if you keep coming back, you have to look at consistency as a long-term game. It's not that you have to be consistent for 1 month straight and then that means you've done it. It's giving yourself that space, your 3 days a week, and that's your consistency for now. Then you change it and you have a new consistency. But if you're able to do that, you start trusting yourself and building up that trust muscle, and that helps you move forward. And finally, the last thing I see that makes us fail at resolutions is not having support. And support is really important, especially if you are doing something completely different than those around you. If you have a friend that's doing it with you, that's amazing support. But without support, you're sort of left alone figuring it out on your own. You might all of those voices of people, thinking, why are you doing something different? Why are you trying to change your life? Why are you not going out to dinner with me? And change while you start changing habits, if you don't have the right support around you in terms of friends or family, or even a coach or a health coach or a holistic nutritionist, and that's a lot of the times what I do with clients. They know they have me to rely on to support them and to keep them accountable. But if you don't have that in your life, it's really hard to continue with your resolutions, because a lot of the outside voices, there are many more probably deterring us from changing, because whenever a person changes, that kind of opens the eyes of the people around you that they might need to change. And that's really scary. Change is scary. It's scary for the person making the change, but usually the person making the change has had enough. They're kind of fed up of being the way they are and living the way they're living, but change is scary for those around us as well. So support helps us to continue moving forward through that resistance from others outside of us. And if we're able to do it, we actually start inspiring those around us to make change. So it's really nice to have support from someone that might not be involved in your family. Hence where I come in with most of my clients. So those are 4 big reasons I see why resolutions don't work. And it's also reasons why diets don't work. And all of these sort of things that we try to do so quickly. So I hope this has shed some light why diets and even resolutions don't work and what might help them work. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you need support, please reach out. I would love to chat with you. And I hope you have a great day. And please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. And I look forward to sharing more with you soon.